The last time I was in Vibe magazine, in the very last episode, I was a drunk maniac with a Hennessy bottle in my hand, and I want y'all to see the evolution.
Call myself a drunk maniac, and now I'm new and improved. No, actually, it's something that I was gonna wait to talk about, but because of our new off red carpet relationship, I opened it up. No, it's. I don't in any way push alcohol or drugs or any of those things. A lot of that stuff I don't do at all anymore. I don't know if I would have made it through. You know, a lot of times when I say certain things, it's for a little shock value. But the pressure of going from being homeless to, people announcing to the world that I had $10 million, that's a lot on one person. I don't know if the human brain was made to know that many people all over the world, to have that much attention all the time. So I think, I did the best with what I had. And, I have different coping mechanisms now. I meditate, I go to therapy. I've learned to talk to people. So, there's different outlets, to have to run a business, to have to do the beats. That's one thing that people don't talk about when it comes to me, T-Pain, Big Crit, artists like that. Like, we did it all, And so I would say that, I guess that this is the reward to the old drunken me, to not have to literally, if I decide to take a drink, I'm the same way with my diet. For the most part, I lean towards being vegetarian. As a matter of fact, now that I know what I know, I just got back from BioX in Colombia. The more that I'm learning about raw food, I did raw food for 2 weeks, and my blood pressure regulated, and my blood pressure hadn't regulated in 10 years. For a while, I was walking around with 200 on the top. Like, people used to not want to let me out of the doctor's office. I just go for a checkup, and they be like, hold on, wait, you stay with us. Like, nah, I pull the Tupac and run out. But I don't want to. We have a tendency to sort of diss our foundations. I love the David Banner that I was. I think the David Banner that I used to be, and my therapist, at least one of my therapists, would agree that, I was I was braver. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to turn it off. If I didn't like you, you would know immediately, and then that burden would be off of me. I would leave it with you instead of taking it with me. You know what I'm saying? But I am so grateful, and all of the things that I have are owed, or most of the things that I have are owed to the Most High, and the Most High that was in, the old David Banner. I just didn't know how much I had in me at the time. Do people, use shock value to get ahead? That's America, and I think that's part of why America is going in the direction that it's going in. But I don't really know why. I think that's a bigger problem, is people talking about everybody but themselves. Like, I'm the problem. Like, I'm not mad at nobody else or what nobody else do. It was funny, I was in the lobby right before I came here. A young man was telling me just how proud, he was of me. And I was telling him, that's cool, thank you, but I am a successful black man that comes from some of the craziest backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily from just a violent standpoint, but where I'm from is one of the poorest places in the United States. So it is my responsibility, if I've been able to accrue a certain level of knowledge, that I'll pass that along to people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? So my dad always told me, you don't take reverence or put reverence in things that you are supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You had kids. You're supposed to raise them, And T.I. said this, it was so powerful. He said, if you live by the applause, you'll die by the boos. So I try not to take, credit for something that I'm supposed to do. I tell people all the time. That I'm a grown ass man. And if you think about our grandfathers and our fathers, a lot of times there was an edge. A lot of times there was a residual emotions that usually affect the people that are around you and the people that you care about the most. But it's hard for me to fight out here in this world it not bleed over into my regular life. I am going to say this in other interviews because I just realized it, but I'm going to give it to you first. I had this epiphany, right? It was the greatest epiphany, right? So I was talking to this black person, and they told me there's like, you seem so upset a lot of times. You shouldn't be upset. And I thought about it. I was like, I'm upset because I'm defending you. I'm upset by the way that people treat you, the way society treats you. I'm all right. I got big bread. I haven't worked for another man or woman since I was in college. Like, I can literally be selfish. Like, the reason why, and it's sort of, I gotta admit, it hurt my feelings a little bit because I realized the reason why I'm angry is because you're being mistreated and I'm fighting for you and you don't even know it. So for me, it's learning to love the God in me. My therapist said, you talk about black people all the time, black people. Well, you're black. So maybe if you treated yourself the way that you wanted to see others treated, then maybe you can start, healing the world and healing society from inward instead of trying to do it outward and bring it in. What's up? This is David Banner. I just want to say to Vibe, thank you for continuing to invest in culture. You all do a good job with protecting us. I think black media and black music to a certain degree have been used and militarized against the people that it's supposed to represent. And I really think Vibe does a good job as much as they possibly can with protecting their people and the culture that they say that they represent. I am grateful for what you've done for me. I'm grateful for what you've done for the culture, and let's continue going down that path. My name is David Banner. I appreciate you. Thank you.